To initially set up and run your AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365, log on to your AvePoint Online Services tenant, configure your dynamic object registration rules, and then click on AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365. The first time Cloud Backup loads, it will prompt you to tell it what exactly it is that you want to back up. The object types that show across the top and the numbers that show in parentheses will come directly from your dynamic object registration rules that you set up back at the AOS tenant level. Since I'm using a trial here, you're limited to only 5 items, but real world you'll see everything that you scanned. Out of the box, everything that you scanned from Office 365 will go into what's called the default container, and if you click through the tabs, you'll be able to see those containers here. Expanding them will show you the items that are actually inside. If you do an advanced dynamic object registration rule, you can actually create your own containers, as I've done here. I configured an advanced dynamic object registration rule to actually build several of these different containers, but again, because I'm limited to only scanning 5 items, I'm getting my finance mailboxes. If you set up a rule to find finance and HR and IT and sales and put them all into separate containers, you'll be able to see them here. You can also use those rules to exclude objects from being part of the backup. If everything is set up the way that I want, then down at the bottom I click Save and Run Now. And it automatically kicks off the first backup job. In a moment you will see these switch over to progress bars. What we could have done back in that screen is click those little slider buttons, and that would have turned off a particular object. Since I was scanning for everything, that typically implies that I'm going to be backing everything up. But if, say, for some reason you didn't want to back up OneDrive, you just hit that little slider bar and that would have turned it off. In addition to that, you can do that at any time. If I now in Cloud Backup click the little gear at the top right-hand corner of any of these tiles and choose Change the Backup Scope, I can click this same little slider to tell it I don't want to back that thing up, and in applying will prevent any future backup jobs from running. In addition to that, we can also go in and we can change the backup frequency. Each of your scopes is backed up as a default 4 times a day. You can lower that to as few as 1. In addition to that, you can dictate when the first backup job each day will run, and doing so will change when all of the subsequent backup jobs run. So if I want my job to kick off at 12 a.m., you can see how it separates them out. If I go to twice a day, again, they're evenly spread out. Now the first backup job that's running now will be a full. Each subsequent backup job, the ones that run on a daily basis, will all be incrementals, backing up what has changed since the full or since the last incremental. So let's say for OneDrive I only want to back it up twice a day, but maybe for Exchange Online, I want to back that up 3 times a day. Perhaps starting at 1 a.m. And then we click Apply. These will continue to run until that first backup is complete. We can see some progress bars showing here. And again, if we scroll down, we can see all the different object types that we were telling it to back up. Project Online is actually already completed. For more information on how to configure dynamic object registration, please view our dynamic object registration how-to videos. And thank you for watching how to initially run and configure AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365.